Hi guys, Zangiefsgym here. This is Timothy, and I just wanted to do a very short video. I wanted to give you guys an introduction to my quick videos, along with my series that I'm doing with how to fight Menat with Zangief. Well, these are going to be the short versions of all the regular versions, which I've been calling the long versions. If you've seen the other ones at all, you know that I've been calling them long versions, and these are going to be short versions. So the difference between the two, I know I didn't do one on long versions, but an intro to that. But on the long versions, basically, I'm experimenting and trying different things and coming to different conclusions while you guys are watching. Now, some of the stuff I knew ahead of time, but some of it I found out just while I was doing the video. Literally, I was trying different things, and seeing how they worked and how they didn't work. But in these short versions, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep them to about 10 to 12 minutes on duration. Don't hold me to that, but that's roughly what they're going to be. And I'm going to do bullet point based. So I'm going to say, Zangief's medium will work well to counter, Menat's light punch, etc., etc. And I'll just briefly show that, and then I'll move right to the next point, and then I say, okay, Zangief's lariat will also work in this situation. Okay, next point, and I'll just kind of move through like that. That way you guys can get the golden nuggets, you can get the key points, and you can walk away with them. So okay, so that'll be a little bit quicker. It'll help the flow to be more focused on the exacts and the specifics without you guys watching a long 30-40 minute video where I'm just experimenting and messing around in training mode and learning how to fight Menat in part as I'm doing the video. So in this case, it'll just simply be me doing the video with all the bullet points already laid out. So I'm going to have them ready ahead of time so we can do that. And I'm only going to cover the primary points, the most important points. In order to keep it quicker, it's just better if I cover the specifics only of the most important things, like like how do you counter that here's her attack, and how do we counter it, and what are a couple of options. That's basically it, and that way it keeps things a little bit clearer, and at the same time you won't get to see the experimental stuff that I mess around with. So that's why you can watch the long versions on that, because I look at different aspects of the fight. I look at different possible counters. Oh, what if we had her in the corner? Could we do this? Could we do that? That kind of thing. Could I counter that attack if I stay crouching? What if I dash back, dash forward, or what if I dash back, etc., etc. So I kind of look at different things and see if there's other options. But when I'm doing these quick videos, I'm just going to go from A to B. This does, the standing light kick is a great option, or the standing medium punch is a great option. The standing light punch is not a good option in this case, etc., etc. So you guys can just walk away with good advice, good information, and you don't have to watch a 30-minute video to get it. So that's basically really the whole point. And all the takeaways, all the different takeaways that I mention in the video or don't get a chance to mention in the video, I will put in the description box beneath every single video. So if I'm talking about the light punch, say 0.3, that's pretty much the first one I'm going to start with, 0.3, which is Menat's standing light punch with and without the crystal ball. And I'll be doing that with the quick version. Well, how you guys can tell it's a quick version, for one thing, I'll actually put in the title quick version right on there, but I will also, next to the 0.3 in this example, I will put a little plus sign right after the 3, so it'll say 0.3 plus, and then I'll go on to say standing light punch with and without the crystal ball, in parentheses, quick version. So that'll be very, very clear. The ones that are long version, I say so. There will be no plus symbol, no plus sign. It'll just be 0.3, and then it will say in parentheses in the title, it'll say long version going, and that will be at the end of the title, because I'm always going to give the title of the move first, and then I'll say long version or quick version after that. Okay, so you guys will be very quickly be able to distinguish. And I mean, of course, you can just look at the video length, and it will be a difference between 10 12 minutes up to 30 40 50 minutes. So that will be that will make it very, very obvious which one's which, so you can just take, get into the one you have time for. And just on that note, going forward too, I can definitely put the in fact I will just go ahead in the long versions as well, start putting the bullet points and the takeaways. I'll start putting them in the descriptions. I've been doing it a little bit, but not too much. I'm gonna try to come up with a list and put them underneath there, and that way you guys can just click on the video, open it up, you get the video playing, and you can just pause it if you want, and then click down the description box, click show more, and you can scroll down through there and maybe copy and paste into a notepad or something and get some of those specifics, and then you can have that notepad opened up when you're playing Street Fighter V, and you can come into training mode and practice against Menat, and you'll be able to just sit there and be like, oh, okay, Tim said this, and this is what it says, and oh, okay, yeah, that does work, that's a great counter, etc., etc. So you can try these, because it's good to do this yourself, because then you can see spacing. Because while I can tell you that a medium kick will work just fine, you have to get in here yourself and look at the spacing, because a medium kick does nothing out here. I can't even reach it, right? But if you know that, if you practice the spacing, you say, well, I know a medium kick from this range will hit her. Sure, absolutely. So that's why it's good to kind of test this for yourself, but you'll be able to take those bullet points with you. And lastly, I'll just, in these quick videos, I'll basically refrain myself from covering anything unrelated to Menat's specific attack and Zangief's counters to that attack. I'll just stay more on point. I won't do any experimental type stuff. I won't be saying stuff like, hey, I wonder if the iron muscle will work in this case. I won't bother avoiding that. I'll make sure I test it first, know if it does or if it does not. If it does not, then I will just, say so one way or another, but I won't be sitting here experimenting with it, because again, on these videos, they're quick versions. They're meant to be like 10 minutes long and just give you the key points, and I'll try to show you them as I'm doing them. I'll just do them on the screen as I'm talking about them, and if I can't actually do it on the screen because it's just a matter of fact and not necessarily something, or it's situational and I can't really display it here, I will just talk about it and move on to the next thing. And then you guys can go in yourself and set the training mode up with Menat, and you can record what you need to record and play back those specific options, and that will help you guys to fight Menat. So these will be the quick versions. Are coming soon. This is the intro for it, and you can be looking for the 0.3 plus, which is the quick version of standing light punch with and without the crystal ball. You can look for that soon. Let me know what you guys think about this version, these quick versions. What do you think about the idea of that? Feel free to comment and whatnot if you think it's a good idea, or if you think maybe I shouldn't even do the long versions anymore. I thought it's kind of fun to let you guys, see me messing around and experimenting with stuff, and that gives you guys ideas too. So I think it's good to have both. That way you guys can pick whichever one is best for you. So, all right, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.